Welcome back. Welcome back. You are listening to Whissel Wednesdays here on AM 1170, The Answer. My name is Kyle Whissel, your host with Whissel Realty, joined as always by Mr. Jason Hall, Team Home Loans, EnglewoodChargers.com. Joined as well by Mr. Clay Murray, also with Team Home Loans. And the man of the hour right now, Mr. John Minto, council member in the city of Santee. Again, if you want to connect with myself or John regarding any questions you have about what's going on in Santee or the housing market in Santee, call me, text me, 619-663-SELL, 619-663-7355. It's Mr. Minto.
I know you're going to ask me a question. I didn't want to go there.
Well, we're going to get into it, and you can dodge it. You're a politician, so dodging is expected.
Your seat's getting hot there, John.
So there's been rumors tossed around about a potential movie theater, a potential luxury bowling alley, in a close proximity to the aforementioned Carl Strauss Brewery. So let's let those listening to the show right now in on what's going on. What's the latest up-to-the-minute news on that?
Okay, here's the true scoop on that. If you asked me 6 months ago about it, I'd be really singing a lot of praises. We've had some problems, but we're still going after this. We're just probably delayed. The theater that was coming in, they decided to back out. Apparently, we have two more theater chains that are interested that do have some good money behind them. And so what we are looking at is what we call a multi-entertainment facility, and it does have a movie theater, and some of them aren't your typical movie theaters, but it's all digital. You can actually have events there. There will be a bar and grill there type of situation. If you've ever been to Sinopolis, you know kind of the idea of what that is. And then a bowling alley. Also some Dave and Buster type of games and things. So we still have that out there on the horizon. It's just there's so many I don't want to be real negative, but there's a lot of issues that surround this and getting it done. It's just so many parts to it.
Okay.
Not like you just buy the land from the county and then you build what you want. There's too many people involved, in my opinion.
That's the reason why we don't have a Charger Stadium, guys, right? There's too many people, right, John?
Agreed.
Absolutely agreed. So you understand that. And so let's talk a little bit about your history. So I know you mentioned during the break that you served in the San Diego PD for how many years?
I was there for 30 years, actually.
Well, thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
That's awesome. So you've been here a long time. So Santee since 92, but in San Diego, many, many years.
Yeah, my family moved here from Ohio in 1958 when I was about 6 weeks old. So San Diego County has actually always been my home. And that's why I live in the county, love the county, and do anything I can for it.
All right, where'd you go to high school?
Actually, I graduated from Herbert Hoover High School.
Hoover.
Home of Ted Williams.
Hoover.
Survived it,
There you go.
Nice.
My father-in-law, Crawford, so right across the way there. That's your guys' big rivalry back in the day.
Back in the day, but, really they couldn't compete. When we had, people like Ted Williams and the Waller family.
Did you play there with Ted Williams? Come on, John, you're not that old.
Well, you know what? I actually played with him, and that was right after I gave up my horse and buggy.
There you go.
I love it. So I know you're obviously involved with City Council, but you're also involved in some other things out in Santee. So let's talk about some of that.
Well, one of the things that I'm really championing right now is our Santee Health Network. And there's some really good reasons for that. When I was younger and obviously working as a police officer, it was important to keep in shape, eat healthy, and do all the right things. I retired a little over 6 years ago, and, it's funny how when you retire, you tend to lose some of those habits that you had early on. So over the last few years, I've developed some health problems like many people do, and I've got to a point where, like, my knees are really bad. I'll probably have to have some replacements. And so I started working with Steve Loria in the Health Network several years ago. And now that I'm coming to these health issues, I'm actually taking it a lot more serious. And so what we've done is we've designated the month of January as Santee Health Awareness Month. And so we have some things going on that are out there, and you can go to that website to get information about it. But
yeah, if you want to check that out, CaliforniaHealthNetwork.com, or just find it on Facebook, California Health Network. It's really cool. Steve was in the studio last week, and they're running all kinds of promotions this month. All the health-related businesses in Santee have chipped in and have all kinds of promos going, whether it's free personal training sessions, free chiropractic sessions, all kinds of awesome stuff.
Well, but you've also offered something, haven't you?
We've offered a little something. So buy a home in the city of Santee in January, or list your home in Santee, and we'll provide you a $500 gift card for the gym of your choice.
Nice.
In the Santee community.
Very generous, and I want to thank you for that. If you can't get to a gym, though, one of the things I'm going to do is host a Walk with the Councilman. And it's kind of a new concept, and I'm going to choose a different location every month to go out and walk. Because I do have bad knees, we don't walk fast, so if
I like that.
Jason, you might want to join.
Oh, that might be, I might slow them down, right?
I don't know. So if you have been thinking about getting back into the health of your life, then come on out with me, and it will be this month with January 23rd at 8 a.m. I know that's early, but we got to get started on this. And we'll be walking at the Walker Preserve in Santee, which is one of our newest trails that has been set aside along the San Diego River. And one of the nice things about it is that we'll be out there. We can talk about issues if you want to, or we can just, yuck it up a little bit. But the actual location that we're going to be meeting is at 9500 North Magnolia Avenue. It's across from the old RCP Block and Brick Center, and so you can't miss it. A beautiful sign out there, and if you do miss it, maybe you should have come out earlier and looked a little bit harder.
John, you are a busy man. I mean, just in these two segments, you have outlined some crazy things that you've got your hands in.
And he said he's retired.
Yeah, and he's retired. You might be one of the elder statesmen in the room, but it seems like you're doing more than all of us combined. I mean, you talked about some setbacks with the construction of the new development there, some setbacks, El Nino's causing. The theater may be pulling out. I mean, how do you keep going? I mean, you keep getting all these new visions for expansion and bettering Santee. You must have a great team behind you.
Well, it's important, and most of our council has been around long enough to participate in things like the International Council of Shopping Centers and being educated about what's out there and what you can do. So when people come to us and talk about an issue, we actually understand it. Where in other places where, where others don't have that opportunity to get that education as elected officials, they don't tend to always understand what's going on. Not that there's anything wrong with them or they don't know what they're doing. Just we've been very lucky and very future thinking in Santee. One of the things that helps me along is everything, like you say, that I am involved in. Everything from just the council work to chairing the Economic Development Council in the East County, being a board member on the Metropolitan Transit System, being on a member of the State Board of Directors for the League of California Cities, and it could go on and on
You're making me look bad, John.
I love it. I mean, that's awesome, John. It's truly an honor to have you here in the studio talking to our listeners. Again, if you want to connect with John, you've got questions about Santee, I really encourage you, go out to this. This is kind of a really cool new concept the California Health Network put together. Walk with the Councilman next Saturday, the 23rd, 8 a.m., Walker Preserve, 9500 block of Magnolia Avenue. It's a really cool new trail. If you want to learn more about the trail, go on YouTube and search Walker Preserve. I know our team at Whissel Realty put a cool video together. We talked with some of the park and rec people who helped build the facility. Really cool. You go out and to go for a walk, go fishing. Really cool facility. So it'd be a great opportunity to go and check out one of the new gems that's in Santee. And then you get to bug John about this movie theater because he just seems so excited to talk about this movie theater. I mean, we could get into the Fanita Ranch project. I mean, I'm sure you'd love to dive into that. I mean, there's all kinds of fun stuff you can come and haggle John about.
We don't have enough time for all that.
That's why you go on the walk with John.
Yep, go on the walk, and you can have all the time you want with him. You'll have a blast.
January 23rd, 8 a.m.
That's correct.
Saturday morning.
Don't be late because they're moving. out there.
Well, if you're fast, you can come out late because I guarantee you'll catch up.
So, if you want more info on that, more info on John, more info on homes in Santee, what's going on with the real estate market there, give us a call, shoot us a text, 619-663-7355, 619-663-7355. We'd love to fill you in on all that awesome stuff. We are going to head to a break here on Whissel Wednesdays, but when we get back, I want to dive in with Jason, with Clay, myself, and dive into what we forecast for the 2016 housing market here in San Diego and Santee in particular. You're listening to Whissel Wednesdays on AM 1170, The Answer.